Hey everybody, Clint Hall with Alternative Athletics here, and we are going over basically the most important 5 factors of fitness. This came up because we're running a holiday challenge, and in the challenge you get to pick one thing. The person who works on that one thing the most, not time-wise, but touches that individual thing the most times, from the middle of November all the way through the end of January, wins the challenge. And it got me thinking about what the things are we need to work on and how we are possibly limited by them. All right. Right now we're working on the last 3. We just did mobility and I got running on it and I totally forgot to write anything down, but please look at that video. There's a lot of great stuff. Take your own notes, you'll retain it better anyways. But as we get into the last 3, mobility, mental health, and exercise, they're gonna overlap a lot and they're getting closer together in relative importance. So mobility a lot of times is caused by working out, all right? And it's also caused by lifestyle choices, and I sit at a desk, or I do this, or I do that, all right? Mental health can also be caused, or something that should be thought about, because we are living in a world that we're not designed for, all right? A big thing is that the stress level is still high, whether that's work, family, time crunch, what have you. But the problem with the stress, I was gonna write mobility, that we have now is it's no longer a tiger. All right? So if we had stress of a tiger chasing me, then we do something about that tiger chasing me. We run to a tree, we fight off the tiger, we yell to our buddies, and we all fight off the tiger together because everybody takes a village. But when we're at work and we have a deadline, or we have a boss yelling at us, or something like that, there's no tiger to run from. And so we have all this pent-up stress, and we don't have a way to release it. So here's where we're getting an overlap between mental health and working out. And for a lot of people, working out is therapy and helps relieve that stress. All right, the other one I want to really touch on right away is the cyclical nature of things. So, depression. Now, depression can lead to a lot of things. For some people, you're depressed, you want to feel happy, you want to be social, you go out and you do something like meet your buddies at the bar or do whatever. Drinking then makes you sleep less, you sleep poorly, I shouldn't say less, but more poorly, or you overdrink, you wake up with a hangover. Now it's hard to get to work, you're not performing as well as work, times are lean, your boss decides to get rid of the last person, or the lowest person on the totem pole. Turns out it's you, now you're unemployed, right? Terrible scenario, and I'm just trying to build a negative spiral, and it doesn't have to be that big, but a lot of times they stack on top of each other. All right, so with that, what I want to do is try and flip that over, all right? So what is a social activity? All right, you're depressed, you got to get out and be around people, right? So first, don't lock yourself in your house, try and get out, be social. What is a social activity that then builds endorphins, right? So now let's do something physical, whether that's league basketball or what have you. Going to the gym is a very social event if you guys don't all have your headphones in and don't talk to each other. But get that spiral to go positive. Hey, you come out, you have a sense of accomplishment, I did something, it stacks on top of itself and it starts heading the right way. All right, another thing is emotional awareness. Just like the tiger, I don't know if there's an extra E in there or not. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that. So, emotional awareness. So just like the tiger, if a tiger was walking the gym, I would be up that set of rings or up that monkey bars as fast as possible. I would get up there and I wouldn't even have thought of it. Stress comes into our life, or our kids are going through that stage of life where they're very argumentative or what have you. You get yourself into a situation where you're reacting to things without being aware of yourself reacting to things. One thing that I like to do, and I'm not as religious about it as I should be, or I'm not as dedicated or disciplined as I should be, but taking a couple of minutes, meditation, to take the time to be aware of your thoughts and cognitive of your emotional state, then leads to later on where your boss blows up at you because he's going through a divorce and he's not sure how expensive it's going to be, or whatever his emotional state is, runs downhill to you, and you go, hey, this isn't really about me, this is about him. You're able to disconnect, remove it from yourself, have a better day. When you're in that ability to observe yourself from the third person, it allows you to check out of the negative. Hey, maybe this bad day, or this guy cut me off in traffic, but he's actually trying to go to the hospital. It had nothing to do with me. He wasn't disrespecting my space. He just had a higher priority because his friend's dying or something like that. When you're able to come out to the third person, it also gives you the ability that when something good happens, when you're in a positive mental state, you just came out of the gym, your stress level's lower, you feel good, you got the endorphins, you're like, you know what? I do have that deadline on Friday, today's Wednesday, I'm in a good state of mind, maybe I can knock out that spreadsheet, get ahead of tomorrow's work, and take advantage of that positive mental state. So just being emotionally aware is going to give you the ability to do either, and also it'll give you the ability to detach and decide that discipline trumps motivation, right? I have to do this because it needs to be done. Some people refer to it as eating the toad. So I go to the gym first thing in the morning because I need to do it, and if I don't do it now, then I'm never going to make time for it later in the day. All right. Another one would be going to work out over lunch. Hey, I have this window that is given to me by my company. I work at a desk. I can eat at my desk throughout the day. I'm going to take this moment to give me some me time in the middle of the day, so all my stress from the middle of the day, all the meetings, all the stuff that's surprises, deadlines I didn't know about that are stacked on top of deadlines I did know about, I can take the middle of the day, regain my center, have some me time that's productive, come back to work fresh and revigorated. Those are hard words. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is social space. So we've talked about this many times. I've done whole videos on it, but find yourself a third place. Forever, before social media, before cell phones, we used to have a third space. For some people, that was church. It could have been a bowling league. It could have been rec basketball. It could be the ski hill, the golf course, whatever. But we had home, we had work, and we have a third place where we interact with people that are not at home and not at work, and we're able to unload our baggage, help other people unload their baggage, come up with new ideas on how to approach things. Third space is important. It can be the gym. It can be anything that works for you. But for mental health, third spaces are something that we're losing as we feel more interconnected with social media, but we're not actually having conversations with people. We're just interacting with this two-dimensional object that is a computer screen or a phone screen. All right, guys, just some things to think about for mental health. If you're in the challenge, limiting a window of time when you don't have screens could be part of the challenge, or setting aside time every day to meditate or pray or whatever works for you to give you some time to decompress and realize what's going on and raise your emotional awareness. But whatever you do, live well, be strong.